So today's topic is how to become a English professor in India. So here I am discussing the sixth step that is mentioned in this website, or I am verbally pronounced that. So you can also listen peacefully, and if you don't watching, it's not necessary to watch me, but I can read for you. So English professor have an important role in educating the community and expanding the exploration of the life's literally subject. Those in the this role also help student enrich their understanding of reading and writing in English language. If you have the deep passion for English language, this can be the fulfilling career for you, allowing you to pass on your love for the subject to other. So in these articles, we define what this career entail, explaining how to become an English professor and other essential career planning information. The key takeaways: an English professor lead classes of undergraduate and graduate students to teach them about the English language, compositions and literature. Qualification for English professor at university typically include a bachelor degree in English or a related field, a master degree in your preferred specialization, and a doctorate degree. In addition to teaching, English professors typically conduct research on their own and publish their finding. What is an English professor? An English professor is an educator who instructs student in an academic setting, usually in a college or university, or subject surrounding literature, composition, and English language. They also student of the English language and often specialize in writing or studying literature. There are the various fields within English that they can specialize in, including composition studies, creative writing, drama, English linguistic, and poetry. And what does an English professor do? English professor design the course that they based on the specific topics in their field, and they instruct multiple classes at various level of undergraduate and graduating learning. They are also offering guidance and extra study help to student who may need it. They have a certain amount of jobs flexibility in their in that their classes times can change by the semester. They adhere to the vocation schedule of the institution they work for and have some summer off. Some professor may have access to sabbatical or extended time off to conduct research in the field. English professors also conduct their own academic work like writings and academic papers, writing books, and giving talk and appearances at conferences relevant to their specialization. They also continue to study their subject, so they remain up to the date of the developments happening their field, and how to become English professor. And you have to need some qualification. Here are the few steps you can follow to become an English professor. Get a bachelor degree in English. Consider going to the 4-year college or university that offers bachelor degree in English, and these programs are very common at liberals art university. But most colleges or universities have programs where you can learn about literature, composition, or linguistic English. It may be helpful to have a strong background in English language and a build relationship with the faculty of the English department at the school you attend. While studying, you can try distinct classes in the variety of the subject that the English departments offer. This can help you decide that specialize you are interested in the pursue, and what subject you would be interested in the teaching. Within the English department, you can choose a track from these three common subjects: compositions, the study of the craft of the writing poetry of the pauses, and the English literatures. They study for the poetry, prose written in the English language, and literary criticism, and the linguistic, the scientific study of the language. Earn a master degree in English. That is very important. Once you have completed your undergraduate studies, you can apply for the master program English. This is 1 or 2 years degree focus on specialization on your choosing. Here are some example of focuses you can choose: American literature, Australian literatures, and British literatures, Canadian literature, Indian English literature, and Irish literature, New Zealand literature, Scottish literature, South African literature, excluding works written in the other language, Welsh literature. Within this subject, you can specialize in even further into the time period or related themes like 17th centuries literatures or Gothic literatures. In order to get your master degree, you may need to complete these sections on topic of your choosing. Know how you master this. Work with students. This is a very important point. While getting your master degree, you must consider yourself using your time at school to get experience in front of school, front of student. Many master programs offer teaching assistant opportunities, either as the type of the work study or the resume builder. Resume builder. Teaching assistants help professor run their classes and can teach low level lower level undergraduate classes independently. This teaching experience can help you feel comfortable in front of a student and can familiarize you with the expectation of the teachers at the cognitive levels. You can have one-on-one times with the student, help design courses and grade papers. So pursue a PhD. Most professors have high degree in the field, so consider getting the PhD in the this specialize that you would like to teach. In order to earn PhD, you can submit a written dissertation on the topic of your choices that can write and with the advisory of the faculty. PhD programs can be very competitive and often required up to the 6 year of the complete programs that are fully funded or especially competitive because it beneficial to study with stipend from university and then leave your programs without debt. Some PhD candidates have applied more than once in order to get a spot in a programs they are passionate about. So consider applying to multiple programs and trying again the following years. Publish your research. During your time studying, consider publishing articles in a well-known journals in order to build a resume of the research or the network of the connection that can appeal to further employees. Published research can also expose you to the opportunities to speak at the conference or take parts in the planet panels that can raise your profiles and academics. Not really can make you more appealing candidate for professor positions. Many doctoral holders publish their completed dissertation as book for the same reason and look for jobs. Once you have the doctoral degree, once you have look for jobs. Once you have the doctoral degree, you have all the academics qualification of the English professor, and you can look for a job at the college or university. There are many level of instruction at college, from adjunct professor to the tenure professor. You can work your way up by looking at a job posting at college and university near you. You can also reach out to faculty within your view and work closely in the past and use your network to learn about any position. You can update your resume to include school. You can update your resume, school attendance, teaching experience, publishing networks, and the conference your attendance and organization. Panel you spoke on, faculty references. So what types of the jobs can English professor have? Once you have the position in a college or university, you have advanced through the school's internet hierarchy. Here the list of the potential role for English profession. Graduated teaching assistant, and that is a primary duty. A graduated teaching assistant help full-time professor instruct classes at the college and university levels, but it's not full-time staff. They help with the gradings and the office hours. They also teach some lower level classes themselves. Most graduated teachers, teaching assistants are still getting their master degree or PhD. Visit professor and the professor national average and the primary duties. Adjunct instructor. An adjunct instructor or professor instructs classes at the college and university level, but it not full-time staffs. Most have their doctorals, but some are they still earning their PhD. Schools are higher adjuncts instructor per classes, and so turnover can be the faster than the full-time position. Assistant professor, Assistant professors and assistant professors is typically the full time salaries for faculty members. Assistant professor position is the first step of the career track to become the tenured professor. Most assistant professors have doctorals, and it is a very competitive position because of the potential for the job security. Associate professor. Uh, an associate professor is a professor who has worked as an assistant professor of the significant amount of the time and has earned tenure through a review process at their university. It can take anyway from live to the 7 year to earn tenures, and your university review can include any research publication or academics toward you earn getting in the tenure positions, meaning that you have the indefinite employment endings only through extreme circumstances or discontinuation of the department. What skills does an English professor need? An English professor has many duties in the academics world that require the range of the skills. Here are the some skill. Here are some skills that is very important. I mentioned that English professor need to be to best in the business communication. An English professor communication complex ideas and theories to the students along with the research and plans to their fellow faculty research. An English professor studies their field throughout their career, and a large part of the being successful include contribution to research through writing and publish their own finding. Writing in English professor relevance in their field can relate to how many publish work they have, and so writing well and frequently and the impressive skill for an English professor to develop.